Hello traders, and welcome back to another In-Depth with Chris episode. In today's discussion, we're going to be diving into the world of the CME Group. Yes, CME stands for Chicago Mercantile Exchange, and if you've traded futures or options for any length of time, I'm sure you've heard of the CME Group, but maybe you're not aware of just how big they really are. One of the largest derivatives exchanges on the planet, with a market cap of $60 billion. But we'll cover all of that and more, so stay tuned, sit tight, and let's have some fun. Here we go. So, we mentioned that the CME Group has a market cap that's quite large, but were you aware that there's millions of contracts traded at the CME on a daily basis? Let's talk about what exactly the CME is. It stands for Chicago Mercantile Exchange, and it's the world's leading financial derivatives marketplace. Together with its subsidiaries, it operates as a securities and a commodity exchange, offering futures and options contracts trading. The global derivatives market is a multi-trillion-dollar marketplace. Yes, trillion-dollar marketplace, facilitating the exchange of financial instruments that derive their value from underlying assets. On average, the CME Group handles over 3 billion contracts worth around $1 quadrillion per year. Traders and investors can access a wide range of futures and options contracts for global benchmark products across various asset classes on the CME Group. So that's really what it does. But is it still the largest derivatives exchange on the planet? Well, really, the truth is not anymore. For the past 3 years, that title has actually belonged to the National Stock Exchange of India. The size of the derivatives exchange is measured by the number of contracts traded in a given year. As of 2022, CME Group is ranked third amongst the world's largest derivatives exchanges. So after discussing just how large the CME Group is, it's really quite mind-boggling to try to understand the magnitude of the National Stock Exchange of India. But today we're going to focus on the CME Group. The story of the CME Group began in 1848 with the creation of the CBOT, the Chicago Board of Trade. Next followed the launch of the Chicago Butter and Egg Board, the company that would later become the Chicago Mercantile Exchange Clearinghouse in 1898. Over the years, the CBOT and CME continued to evolve, launching new futures products, including pioneering electronic futures trading in 1987. In 2002, CME became the first U.S. exchange to go public with its stock listed on the New York Stock Exchange. We refer to this as the NYSE, of course. And a year later, the CBOT signed an agreement with CME itself to use its clearing services to clear its products. A few more agreements followed over the next few years, including the decision to merge CBOT and CME into a single company. It became official in 2007 and led to the formation of the CME Group Incorporated. Over the last 20 years, CME Group continued to make global advancements, including acquiring the New York Mercantile Exchange, which we refer to as NYMEX, in 2008. The exchange also entered into a strategic partnership with 2 exchanges from Brazil. CME Group also continued expanding its product range by adding new asset classes. For instance, in September of 2022, the company announced the launch of Ether options trading to complement its Ether futures market, which has already increased over 43% in average daily volume year after year. The CME regulation is going to be done by the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, which we refer to as the CFTC. This is the official authority in charge of overseeing all commodities and derivatives trading in the United States. Among its many responsibilities, the CFTC conducts risk surveillance of derivatives trades, regulates trading in virtual assets, investigates market manipulation, and maintains oversight over market players. Under the umbrella of the CME Group, we have four prominent exchanges. We have the CME, CBOT, COMEX, and NYMEX. And the best part is these aren't the only ones. To further expand its presence and drive global growth and commerce, CME Group has also partnered with a number of exchanges, including B3, the Dubai Mercantile Exchange, the Minneapolis Grain Exchange, and just so many more. The list really continuously grows. And they also maintain strategic relationships and licensing agreements with companies of the nature of Google, the NASDAQ, the FTSE, and this list just keeps going on and on. The Chicago Mercantile Exchange itself, we'll talk about that first. It is a designated contract market that offers a wide range of products. Its first ever futures contract was on frozen pork bellies and was launched in 1961. As we move on to the CBOT, a fun fact about that is it was founded to help farmers and commodity consumers manage risks better by eliminating price uncertainty in buying and selling agricultural products, including corn, wheat, and livestock. Because of its railroad infrastructure and proximity to agricultural heartlands, Chicago was the ideal exchange location for such a creation. Then we have COMEX. COMEX is the world's most prominent futures and options exchange for trading metals, such as gold, silver, aluminum, and copper, but there are even more than that. It was founded in 1933 through a merger among four New York-based exchanges: the National Metals Exchange, the New York Hide Exchange, the Rubber Exchange of New York, and the National Raw Silk Exchange. In 1994, COMEX merged with the New York Mercantile Exchange, which we refer to as NYMEX, becoming its official metals trading division. The exchange doesn't supply metals, but instead acts as an intermediary for metals suppliers worldwide. And finally, everyone's favorite, or that could just be an understatement, but the New York Mercantile Exchange, NYMEX, is a commodities trading exchange based in Manhattan, New York. It also maintains offices in other cities across the globe, including Boston, Washington, D.C., Dubai, London, and Tokyo. Following its 1994 merger with COMEX, NYMEX became the largest physical commodity exchange at the time, facilitating the exchange of various metals, energy, and agricultural commodities. The exchange's contribution to the CME Group from its 2008 acquisition included a wide selection of oil, gas, coal, metals, and agricultural commodities contracts. NYMEX retained a small trading pit to carry on its open outcry trading system until 2016, even though electronic trading on the exchange was already possible since 2006 through CME's Globex electronic trading platform. Did you know that the Chicago Mercantile Exchange actually allows you to trade the weather? It's actually the only futures exchange that allows derivatives on the weather at all. It allows trading of things like heat temperatures, cold temperatures, and even rainfall. There's just so many options at the CME Group that make it such an enticing option for traders. If your goal is to become a futures trader at some point or another, you're probably also going to fall under the umbrella of CME Group trading, but a great place to get started would be on your Gauntlet Mini. Good luck. I'll see you soon.